Nestled amidst the azure expanse of the Timor Sea lies East Timor, a land of captivating beauty and profound resilience. This small island nation harbors a history as rich and complex as its verdant landscapes. East Timor's story is an epic tale of colonial struggles and an unwavering spirit of independence. It is a testament to the indomitable human will, where freedom triumphed over darkness. East Timor's journey to independence is a poignant reminder of the enduring power of hope. The Portuguese arrived on East Timor's shores in the 16th century, lured by the aroma of sandalwood and the promise of exotic spices. They found a land already inhabited by diverse indigenous groups, each with its own distinct culture and language. The Portuguese sought to impose their rule, claiming the eastern half of Timor as their own. Centuries of colonial rule followed, leaving an indelible mark on East Timor. The Portuguese language became the language of administration and education. Catholicism, brought by zealous missionaries, took root and flourished, becoming deeply intertwined with Timorese identity. Yet beneath the veneer of cultural exchange, the seeds of resentment were sown. The Portuguese administration, often exploitative and neglectful, did little to develop the colony's infrastructure or improve the lives of its people. East Timor remained impoverished, its resources siphoned off to fuel the Portuguese Empire. As the 20th century dawned, the winds of change began to sweep across the globe, and the clamor for independence reached even the remote shores of East Timor. The end of World War II ushered in a new era of decolonization, as nations across Asia and Africa rose up to claim their birthright of freedom. East Timor, inspired by these global movements, began to stir with its own aspirations for independence. Clandestine groups emerged, their members drawn from the ranks of students, intellectuals, and disaffected youth. Among them was a young revolutionary named Francisco Xavier do Amaral, a charismatic leader who would play a pivotal role in East Timor's struggle for liberation. Amaral, along with other independence leaders, understood that achieving their goal would require a united front. They reached out to traditional leaders, forging alliances that transcended ethnic and regional divides. Whispers of rebellion turned into a chorus of defiance as the Timorese people, weary of colonial oppression, began to openly challenge Portuguese rule. Demonstrations, strikes, and acts of sabotage became increasingly common. The colonial administration, caught off guard by the growing unrest, responded with brute force, seeking to crush the nascent independence movement. In 1974, a revolution in Portugal toppled the authoritarian regime that had held power for decades. The new government in Lisbon, committed to decolonization, announced its intention to grant East Timor independence. The news was met with jubilation in East Timor, as years of struggle and sacrifice seemed to have finally borne fruit. However, the path to freedom proved to be far from smooth. Political factions emerged, vying for power in the soon-to-be independent nation. The most prominent among them were Fretilin, a leftist political party led by Francisco Xavier do Amaral, and UDT, a more conservative group. What began as a healthy political debate quickly escalated into open conflict. As tensions mounted, East Timor descended into chaos. A brief but bloody civil war erupted, pitting Fretilin against UDT. The fragile peace that had followed the Portuguese announcement crumbled, leaving the newly independent nation teetering on the brink. Amidst the turmoil, a new threat emerged, one that would cast a long and dark shadow over East Timor's future. As East Timor grappled with internal strife, its giant neighbor to the west, Indonesia, watched with keen interest. Indonesian President Suharto, a ruthless dictator with expansionist ambitions, saw an opportunity to expand his nation's territory and eliminate a potential hotbed of instability on his doorstep. In December 1975, Indonesian forces launched a full-scale invasion of East Timor, under the pretext of restoring order and preventing the spread of communism. The Timorese people, ill-equipped and divided, were caught off guard by the ferocity of the Indonesian assault. The Indonesian military, armed with superior firepower and fueled by a sense of impunity, met with little resistance. The Indonesian invasion marked the beginning of a brutal 24-year occupation that would claim the lives of an estimated 200,000 Timorese. The Indonesian military engaged in a systematic campaign of terror and repression, targeting civilians suspected of supporting the resistance. Villages were razed, massacres were commonplace, and thousands of Timorese were forcibly disappeared. The international community, for the most part, turned a blind eye to the plight of East Timor. Western governments, eager to maintain good relations with Indonesia, a strategically important ally, chose to ignore the atrocities being committed in East Timor. The United Nations, despite numerous resolutions condemning the invasion, proved powerless to stop the bloodshed. However, the Timorese people's struggle for freedom was not forgotten by everyone. A small but dedicated group of activists, journalists, and human rights defenders around the world took up their cause. They risked their lives to document the atrocities, smuggle out information, and raise awareness about the forgotten genocide unfolding in East Timor. Their efforts, though seemingly insignificant at times, helped to keep the flame of hope alive. They ensured that the world would not forget the suffering of the Timorese people, and slowly, very slowly, the tide began to turn. The fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989 and the subsequent collapse of the Soviet Union had a profound impact on the geopolitical landscape. The Cold War, which had provided cover for countless atrocities and injustices, was over. The world, it seemed, was finally ready to confront the legacy of colonialism and oppression. In 1999, under intense international pressure, Indonesia finally agreed to allow a UN-supervised referendum on East Timor's future. On August 30th, 1999, the Timorese people went to the polls, their voices finally heard after decades of silence. The result was an overwhelming vote in favor of independence, a resounding rejection of Indonesian rule. The Indonesian military and its local militia proxies unleashed a final wave of violence in retaliation, burning down towns, destroying infrastructure, and displacing hundreds of thousands of people. But the will of the Timorese people could not be broken. On May 20, 2002, East Timor finally became an independent nation, the first new sovereign state of the 21st century. Scars of the past healing a nation. The road to recovery from decades of conflict has been long and arduous. East Timor inherited a shattered economy and a traumatized population, yet the Timorese people displayed extraordinary resilience and determination. They rebuilt their homes and lives with a spirit of hope and forgiveness. The healing process has been slow, but marked by a commitment to justice, a tapestry of culture, the Timorese Spirit. Despite the horrors they have endured, the Timorese people have preserved their rich cultural heritage. East Timor is a land of remarkable cultural diversity, with vibrant traditions and artistic expressions. Music and dance play a central role, often serving as storytelling and celebration. From the Likui flute to the Tebe-Tebe drum dance, music reflects the nation's soul. Timorese cuisine showcases diverse cultural influences, with staple foods like rice and corn. Challenges and opportunities. Navigating the future. East Timor today stands at a crossroads, facing both formidable challenges and promising opportunities. The nation is still grappling with the legacy of its turbulent past, struggling to overcome poverty, inequality, and corruption. Building a strong and sustainable economy, creating jobs, and improving access to education and healthcare remain top priorities. However, East Timor is also a nation brimming with potential. Its youthful population, eager to embrace the future, is its greatest asset. The country's stunning natural beauty, from its pristine beaches to its lush mountains, holds immense potential for tourism. Oil and gas reserves discovered offshore offer the promise of economic prosperity, if managed responsibly. East Timor's greatest strength lies in the resilience and determination of its people. They have shown time and again their ability to overcome adversity and rebuild their nation. With continued international support and a commitment to good governance, East Timor has the potential to become a beacon of hope and progress in Southeast Asia. Conclusion: East Timor's unbreakable spirit. The story of East Timor is a testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity. It is a story of resilience in the face of unimaginable brutality, of hope amidst despair, and of the enduring power of the human will to overcome even the most daunting of challenges. East Timor's journey is far from over. The nation still faces many obstacles on its path to peace, prosperity, and reconciliation. But the Timorese people, having endured so much, are determined to build a brighter future for themselves and for generations to come. As the world watches, East Timor stands as a beacon of hope, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, the human spirit can triumph. Their story is an inspiration to us all, a call to action to stand up for justice, to fight for freedom, and to never give up hope, no matter how difficult the journey may seem.